Yeah, go ahead, add me for sure, for sure. I would love to play again too. Ryan to not be um, same, low key. All right.
Hello.
Hello, Dogtorpupper. How are you?
I'm doing good, Fee.
Sweet, sweet. Nice to hear from you. How are things?
Yeah, things are good. Things are good.
Sweet.
Busy with school.
I feel that. Um, so yeah, looks like we're on for our first of twos. Um, I didn't see any goals or anything in the start. You just kind of want to run it and like see what I see, or do you have specific things in mind?
Um, I was kind of like thinking about it. I think the main things that I'm kind of like worried about is like managing like my mental stack during matches. I feel like sometimes I get like hyper focused on like a specific call out and then I forget to like watch the screen
Yeah,
for
yeah.
certain things.
I'm working on the same thing right now. So what we should do before we play then, um,
Hmm.
is we should talk about our matchup and have the ideas in mind, and then we
Hmm.
put and have the answers in mind, right? And then
Okay.
you put all of your mental effort into the focusing and watching the screen.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about the matchup. Like, what ideas do you have about how our characters interact? Just off the top
Um,
of your head.
it's just off the top of my head, it's the main thing is like keep out with Noctis.
Okay,
Like you'll just completely outrange me.
you're on Bryan, right?
So I'm on Bryan, yeah. I
Okay,
don't play ball anymore.
okay. So you mentioned keep out. What ranges are you talking about?
Like range two ish.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually where I get clipped by 2-2.
Okay.
Um and then the other thing is like since Bryan is fat, I kind of have to like be wary of when you like when I'm stepping
Mm-hmm.
because I'll probably get clipped by that too. Um
Stepping what?
like stepping down forward one,
Okay.
um or just more 2-2.
Okay. So let's like refine it a bit. So you talk about keep out range two, uh, two twos, a solid threat, right?
Mhm.
And what is your answer to that on a read of like if you read my 2-2 coming, what are you looking to do?
I'm just more inclined to just block.
Okay.
That's usually my response.
Uh, just block. Other option is sidewalk left, right?
Hmm.
And then
That's true.
if you have a read way in advance, you can actually counter hit with 3+4.
Okay.
So depending
What
on
does start
confidence,
us on 2-2?
15 frames. So it's based on confidence.
15. Okay.
So like from low to high confidence, your I'll share my screen with what I'm at here. Um, so yeah, what I'm writing down is your responses to beat 2-2 or just block, sidewalk left, counter hit with 3+4, right? And then yeah, Bryan is fat, but you want to life of ref to beat up forward one, down forward one, back two, right? Like these are the main things, jabs you would try to beat with side step right. And then the sidewalk left also beats down two. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um, okay, what other things about the matchup are you thinking about?
Um, those are like my main concerns.
Okay.
Um, up for one is kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Um,
It's a nasty
'cause-
move.
yeah, because I can just like randomly evade my jab for no
Yes.
reason.
Yes. So
So,
that's a good thing you point out. Forward one can evade jabs. So want to like in the situations where that might happen are probably coming off of like block or hit situations, right? Where you're trying to like jab check.
yeah, exactly.
Because it'd be pretty hard for me, I think, to evade a jab in neutral, unless you're like doing a dash up jab or something, right? Like if we're already kind of locked in. or if you, and it wouldn't really counter hit your jab unless it was like I was really good, or like it hit like a evaded and did your like 1-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, cognizant jabs, and then if you do get counter hit, you now have data on what like movements, actions you can do that make me up forward 1, right? And if you can take advantage of that, if I get predictable with it, then you want to find duck launch with while sending 1, or just like a small whiff punish, things like that. Makes sense? So that's a lot of info, but I just wanted to make sure you were clear on the answers so that in game we are just playing like on feel and on observation and then making tiny adjustments. So you'll like, if these answers are clear and kind of solid, you just kind of feel it out, see what you're losing to, make those small adjustments there, and then keep like throwing your problems at me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool. I made an open lobby.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7. Noctis Lucis Kylum. Get ready for the next battle. I'm going. Round 1. Fight. KO. Round 2. Fight.
Oh my god, I'm ass.
That's a sword.
Yeah.
Round 3. Fight.
Oh, I'm Oh, that's not good.
Brit. Brian's job is so bad sometimes.
So what kind of mini adjustments are you thinking of making as we're loading into the next one?
The main thing is just not immediately attacking, like when you approach me.
Get ready for the next
Since I felt
battle.
like it was just kind of like a worthless interaction, I could just be using that to get data.
Sorry, say that one more time.
I just felt like every single time you like dashed up, I would just attack.
Okay.
Every time, so I want to kind of like change the timing.
Okay.
So I can try and get more information.
I mean, that is also information. Like I'm dashing up, you're attacking. and then I'm like counter hitting you, right, with like a back two or something.
Yeah.
Right. So that is information. It's like I'm just dashing up and hitting and swinging. So you can preempt that. You can move around it. You got options there.
Fight.
Oh shit.
Oh no!
I start. Oh. Fuck. Ah. Oh.
I was too far.
Round 2. Fight.
What the fuck?
What the?
Oh, I'm slow. Oh fuck.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
That's good. Good adjustment. Shit. Ow. Fuck.
Round 4. Fight.
Okay.
Final round. Fight. KO.
So, tell me what you saw, and then I'll compare notes with what I was seeing, which was kind of cool, actually.
So one of the big things was like, especially those last 2 rounds, was my keep out orbitals. You responded with forward 1+2 to float me
Mm-hmm.
because I was kind of getting predictable with it.
Yeah.
And then after you got hit by 3+4, you started walking to my left to kind of counter the 3+4 neutral.
Yeah. My walk right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's basically what I saw. So like game 1, what I really kind of saw outside of like the regular normal shit was just like, okay, hatchets are coming to me at range 2, like kind of like if I'm just backdashing, he's like looking to hit me low. And then my mids were just hitting, so I just kept doing that. Game 2, I saw that like, you know, the hatchets didn't really come as much. Like I got hit by like 1 or 2. And then my dash at mids were getting counter hit. So I tried to like play as like the feeling, like I tried to like not over tunnel on it because it's like, you know, that's the problem we were talking about. But like I saw like, okay, my dash at mids, I can like chill out on those and replace the mids with like a sidestep right or something, or sidewalk right. And then if it works, it works. If not, whatever. And so in that case, I saw that like walking right was, as you said, working. And so I think if you introduced a new problem, like delay to your timing or something, I would have to deal with that. But I was trying not to go down that chain of action, right? I was just like, this is the problem that's in front of me. This is how I'll deal with it. Mm-hmm. And cueing myself on that was not so much like the next one that comes, I have to walk it, right? It was kind of like, okay, this is how my choice is being answered, so I will just go to the next thing. And I will try not to be too predictable about it, I guess. You know, like not do it every time or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
So let's run
It's
it
just
again. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. I was just gonna say it's just like annoying because sometimes, like, if I'm playing online, for example,
Mhm.
like people don't learn.
Yes.
Like,
People won't go to the next layer often.
Yeah. So it's just like it becomes hard to, like, at least for me, to decipher or like cue myself to, like, hey, this person's not gonna learn, just keep doing it, or like, okay, I can go ahead and like move on to like the next layer of this mind game.
Yeah.
So
You should do what you're going to do until they give you evidence that you need to change it.
okay.
So in game 1, run up back 2 has weaknesses. There's walk right, there's counter hit, all these things. I didn't care because it was hitting. I also wouldn't care if it were getting blocked, right? Like I'm not dying for it, and you got to deal with it. Game 2, you showed me I should be worried about it. It wasn't just one counter hit; it was like 2 or 3, right? Like I'm like, okay, I guess I got to change what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like that's how you want to do it. Is like, don't assume you have to change what you have to do until somebody gives you a reason, and that reason can even be like, hey, I'm playing a dude in bracket. I've played him before. I know he's gonna adjust. Or like, you know, that's different than this is a dude online I've never played before. I assume he's gonna adjust. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like offline versus online is like so different.
Yeah. So and like some people, like in my experience offline, some people like over adjust immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that adjustment doesn't even counter what you're doing. They're just doing something different. So
yeah, and that annoys the shit out of me. When
yeah. So don't think so much about I have to beat everything they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you have a way you're gonna play, right? You understand the strengths and weaknesses of what your character does. You play that way, and if they start countering it, then you start thinking about adjusting. But you don't do that in advance, right?
Okay.
It's only upon the evidence, which is not just like one hatchet low parried or something. Like you saw me low parry it like 2-3 times, then you're kind of like, okay, maybe I could do less of that. But one block or one read or whatever isn't enough to kind of convince you to change what you're doing, in my opinion.
Okay, I see.
Run it again.
Welcome to the King of Noctis Lucis Kylum. Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
Oops. Lucky me.
Not my backdash.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
Oh.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oh, I'm slow.
KO. Round 4. Fight.
Mhm.
あ、プロンプトさっきレアキャラ引いたわ。あ、
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
Oops. Ooh.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
That sucks.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
There's a lot of back twos.
It's working, so I'm gonna do it.
Fight.
Oh.
So one thing, I'll tell you one thing I'm not too concerned about, and I want to ask about like kind of your movement and stuff like that. I'm not really afraid of whiffing, and that makes it way easier for me to feel like I can freestyle on you with my offense. Like if I'm a little afraid of getting blocked, but not afraid of whiffing, that gives me so much like mental leeway, right? So one thing I was curious about is you got some really good steps on like my attacks, but you didn't like punish it.
Yeah.
Are you stepping looking for that move or like a move of that set, or is it kind of just a step that you're feeling like doing?
It's kind of a step I'm feeling like doing, and then I'm also like usually trying to confirm stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So do that step, and in the situations where you feel like stepping that way, try and preload what your punish would be. Does that make
Okay, I see
sense?
what you're saying.
Like
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think I can't remember if it was my down forward one or an up forward one. But if you step that to the right, that should be like a jet upper or some shit. And if not a jet upper, at least like a 1-2, you know? Like you want to cash out on those rewards, even if it's not like the highest reward possible. Like you made the right read, and the lack of punish on that makes me too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Punishing it gives you info on whether I'm going to adjust or keep doing the same thing, and that lets you continue to stack reads. But missing the damage altogether almost makes it scarier for what I'm going to do, because I can either do the same thing and it's going to keep working and I'm not afraid. Like there's less you're not posing a problem to me to deal with.
I see.
And that gives me the ability, a lot of leeway to kind of just throw more problems at you and make it harder for you to like to do your thing, you know? So it's I'm going to write that down too. Like steps on my pokes without punishes. And it's okay to like miss a couple. Like you don't want to sweat it if you're missing it. But where you want to put your mind is like, okay, I'm stepping, like I have my punish ready to go, whether it's jet upper or whether it's, you know, something smaller, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Welcome to the King of Iron, Noctis Lucis Kylum. Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
Oh fuck.
Oh no.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
Oh. Good try.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Hey, Ignis.
You
was
win.
awesome.
Make it a barbecue tonight.
That's it.
What?
I like your down 4 usage generally. And you had some good jabs at the end. They weren't like jabs on my block, but like jabs in the neutral when I was kind of running in. So that shit was good. And then down back 3 is also really strong, especially if you're afraid of up forward 1. It
Yeah.
turns off my ability to just kind of do that and expect reward.
Mm-hmm.
And
I see.
yeah, and that's good because if you get me off up forward 1, it allows you to do a lot more. I'm not exactly hitting you with a lot of up forward 1 outside of like ridiculous shit like whiffing in the open and then doing it, but like
Yeah.
if you're afraid of that, hitting me with that low gives you,
Round
opportunities.
1. Fight.
Oh my god.
Great. Round 2. Fight.
Oh god. Oh.
Fight.
Oops.
That's why I don't do that combo.
No. Yes, the run-up jab was really effective. You were outpacing my forward one until the end.
I definitely need to do more jump back 3
Yeah.
with what you're showing me.
I also think you can, based on the missed punishes I'm seeing, I think you can lighten the load on what you're doing strategically necessarily. You just want to really look at me. Just like really like stare at what I'm doing and see how much your hands can just respond. One thing I have guided myself to do, and I don't know if it'll be effective for you, is just point out what's happening and then let your hands implement the solution.
Okay. Oh, are you stuck in the
Connecting? Yeah.
connecting?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll back up. But you're essentially saying just like let your instincts kind of take over.
Yes, and then if the instincts need reprogramming, as in they're not sufficient yet, then you will go into sessions where that's your goal, is to program that instinct differently, whether it's practice mode, whether it's practice matchups. Both of those serve well as instinct programming. However, once it's like tournament time or go time, the conscious mind becomes more of an obstacle during the gameplay. You should try to, if you're gonna use it at all, it should be between rounds and between games, but it should be sitting down and letting the subconscious mind take over during the actual gameplay.
Okay.
Because the more you look for something, the more you miss in the effort to look for one thing.
I see.
Right?
Welcome to the King of Iron.
So you want to prioritize your senses being wide open, and then letting the instincts respond.
Okay.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
Oh, my mash.
KO. Round 2. Fight. Round 3. Fight.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so oh, okay, sorry. I was talking to you middle of it. Another thing that's happening a lot is the space is closing. Like we'll, and then you'll put in like a block, or you'll put in like a hitbox, and then the next action is usually another hitbox, or like a duck. You know what I mean? But like because the space is closing, and I'm not concerned about whether I'm gonna whiff or not, it becomes too easy to just pick a hitbox that has a lot of coverage. Right? So like usually it's back 2. It's like the space is closing and like I'll see you block a bit. I'm like, okay, this back 2 is either gonna counter hit him or hit his duck.
I see.
So experiment with being willing to do nothing as your like option, right?
I see.
And that will make it harder for me to kind of know like something's gonna happen here and my move is gonna hit.
Round
Yeah.
1. Fight.
And the advantage is that when you're blocking something I'm doing, it puts me at severe disadvantage. Like not enough to eat a punish, but like ideally I should not have that much agency after you block something I do. So you don't have to capitalize on it every time, but it gives you a window.
KO. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oh no.
So I know I'm throwing a lot of info at you. Here's an experiment I want to try. So conceptually, Noctis has monster mids, crazy counter hits, insane whiff punishment, and then like underwhelming lows. Like the demo man is crazy good, right? But like
Yeah.
the scariest thing a Noctis player has to do for himself is have to run up and down 3 you and down 2 you over and over again to kill you, right?
Yeah.
Because one low parry negates like what 4 down 3s or something, and then one low block on a down 2 negates like, you know, like 4 down 2s or something, right? So you can take those interactions over and over, and as long as you're not dying to the big shit, that plays out better for you. So that's like a big that's like the tactical description. What I want to try in game, I want you to try just telling yourself to like don't feel like you have to hit me. The hardest people for me to play against usually, and I think Noctis in general, is the ones that don't interact with what I'm trying to do. And if they are literally willing to block and never take their advantage, then it forces me to get damage by going low or to go down 2.
I see.
And each of those gives you an opportunity. So it's your job to just find where I crack or where I get frustrated, right? So experiment that. Like so I just described the tactic, but in game I want you to try telling yourself like dissociate. Like I am going to not look for the damage, and the damage will come to me. So it'll come on like when your gut feeling tells you, oh, this is an obvious down 3, I can find a 3+4. This is an obvious down 2, I can orbital. You know, like that kind of thing. Not those answers specifically, but you see what I mean. So let me write this down as we load in. Is least hardest to pilot when the opponent. I'll just say it all out here. Noctis is the hardest to pilot when the opponent doesn't give you whiffs, counter hit opportunities, or eats your mids.
Get ready for the next battle.
because he has to down 2, down 3, and Demo Man over and over. Thought process. I will do nothing. The damage will eventually present itself to me.
The hunt is on.
Don't force damage. Like, you don't have to hit me. You will get bullied and you'll get beat up, and then something will happen and you'll be fine. Try that out. Yep, that was good. That was good. You want like the jet upper or like a small punish on that. Oh. Oh my god. That was a lot better. That was a lot better. Keep trying. Keep trying.
Round 2. Fight.
Nice. Better. That's fine. That's fine. Nice.
Whoa.
Much better too.
Round 3. Fight.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yes. That was a lot better. That was a lot better. I sensed the killing intent. I was like, all right, I'm gonna a little bit. But did it feel different at all?
Yeah, it feels really different.
Yeah. Oh shit, I didn't hit rematch, my fault. That was a lot better, and you showed that even though you're blocking a bunch of mids over and over again and eating some lows, like you found a counter hit, you found a whiff, and then all of a sudden the life bars are equal or you're ahead. And the other thing I didn't mention is the way I get damage is either on those lows or I'll have to do some mental frame trap that's out of frame, right? So like I did a 2-2 up forward 1.
Yeah.
Those are the kind, and there is the extension thread, of course, but someone who is mixing you up out of frame over and over and over again only needs to be frame trapped like once to die for it, right?
Yeah.
So they're presenting you advantage situations over and over again, and the more information you get, the more confident your instincts can tell you, oh, this counter hit's gonna hit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that was, it didn't happen this game, like it was maybe game 2 or something a while ago. I did like 2-2, and then you hit a forward 3, and it just blew me up because I tried to do something stupid, right? So that's the kind of stuff you're looking for.
Fight.
Oops.
How bad is while sending 2?
Jet upper. While sending 2-2 jet upper. Sometimes it's minus 13, but it's pretty rare. Like the Noctis player has to be Momo Dog and know what they're doing. Nice, nice.
Round 3. Fight.
That's okay. Very good. Very good.
KO. Round 4. Fight.
Ooh.
Oh, bitch.
No. Nice. Yes, and then if I so something that was happening a lot was I would do 2-2, you'd block it, and then do nothing.
Mhm.
So I felt comfortable enough to do another 2-2, and then you're instant while standing 3 hit, right? Because like by showing me inactivity over and over, it
Get ready for the next battle.
gives me, and by me not getting damage and you showing inactivity over and over, it creates a lot of situations where I might feel more comfortable over pressing my offense than I'm should be allowed to based on the frames, right? And so that finding a counter hit is good. And then when I feel punished for doing that and sit completely still, you had the proper response to that, which was like, oh, he's doing nothing. I can hatchet kick him until he feels like doing something. You know? So that was good. That was good. So keep your attention. You have like the loose strategy of like just do less. Now continue to keep your attention on my movement and keep your punishment like sharp and things like that.
Fight.
That's where you want your energy to be. It's like, how am I moving? And then let your hands do the response. How am I moving and attacking, that is. Oop.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
Oh, shit.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oh, shit. Mm-mm.
KO. Round 4. Fight.
Oh, dang it.
Mhm.
KO.
あ
You
プロンプト
win.
さっきレアキャラ引いたわあ後で
Just like a perception check. What are you seeing coming at you? Or like what are the actions I'm taking that you are seeing?
you're definitely like altering the pace, so it's hard for you to find like counter hit timings.
What does altering the pace
So-
mean? Like, what are the literal actions?
So it's either like the literally just like you're just pressing more, or you'll just like lay off and then just backdash for a bit,
Mhm.
or sidewalk more in certain situations, and then kind of like delay timing. So
what does
it's making it
what does pressure more look like? What does that mean?
Damn it! You serious?
Like for me, it's just every time I feel like I'm getting hit. I don't know why I'm like over responding.
No, you're good. You're good. So my pressure is like forward dashes, right? I'm doing like 2 forward dashes, back 2, 3 forward dashes, demo man, right? So that's what I want your eyes to take in. Is like, oh, it's not just pressure. It's like forward dash into button, right? Forward dash into forward dash into demo man. That's the kind of like granular detail you want. And it doesn't have to come into words. You just want to have your brain looking at it. That's really not a bad response if somebody's just running at you. Yep, nice. Ooh, good walk, but yeah, again. And then if the demo man isn't posing a life threat problem, you don't have to respond to it. So just because I'm doing this over and over again, 1 demo man or 2 demo man hit, like that's not the end of your life, right? So you don't have to necessarily respond to it.
I see.
Because if I have to do this 5 times to win a game, all it takes is 1 block to end my life, you know? Yeah. So it's okay that somebody is doing this to you over and over again. And then yeah, you have that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Round 3. Fight.
Nice.
KO.
That's not bad. Keep out at all.
Round 4. Fight. KO. Final round. Fight.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Okay.
What is this situation?
Okay. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. How's that feeling? Different, better, worse?
It's feeling different but better.
Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully my
yeah.
coaching is making it feel a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. Yes, I didn't really tell you very specific answers outside of just like you don't have to respond and do less. And you're finding answers kind of, I don't know how active it is in your mind, but it seems like you're finding answers like passively, right? Or like your hands are doing some kind of answer. So what I would encourage you to do, well, that's really promising, first of all. It means you're finding solutions. What I would encourage you to do is sharpen punishment, both in practice and in game. And when I say in game, I mean like go into sessions or some things, being willing to lose if you can refine this particular matchup nuance, right? So like if you're playing against me in the future, like yeah, like it's okay that you're losing because now you're gonna get really good at jet uppering my mid pokes after you step it, right? That kind of thing, which it sounds like you're fine doing already. Sharpen punishment is one because that's probably a glaring weakness I'm seeing, and then be willing to do less and do nothing. That can also be interpreted as trust that damage opportunities will come. You don't need to force your offense every time, right? And then the last one is find whiff punishes. That's the 3 main things I'm seeing over and over again that I'm able to just kind of easily exploit because I'm not afraid of whiffing. I know you're going to do something, and I know I probably won't get punished if I do something unsafe. And that just gives me the leeway to play like a PSN player, you know?
Yeah.
So let's run a last first to 2. And that'll wrap it up, I think.
Okay.
Cool.
And then one question I have is like, as far as like your health goes, like when do you start to feel like you need to like a sense of urgency?
That's something I'm still working on. It really depends on the player. Like if you're against somebody super fucking solid, then maybe the urgency comes sooner. But even if the urgency comes, you want to continue to play. Let me frame it this way: if you are always playing with a sense of urgency at the same HP, and I can detect that, then it's curtains for you. It's doomed, right? Because like I know you're gonna try to hit me. I'll find the counter hit. I'll find the whiff. So you want, based on what I'm hearing you say, I would almost say just ignore the sense of urgency and just play as normal, right?
Okay.
Like maybe if you're last pixel, okay, maybe it's time to do something. But like you can really put it off till the end. There's like a clip of Nee versus Kokoma or something where he literally waited till like last 1 second to do something, you know? So.
Fight.
Oops.
Oh my gosh.
Round 3. Fight.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit! Oh my god! I'm so sorry. Oh no.
I didn't know when the combo was gonna hit.
I didn't either. I should have just done the spear at the end. That would have been way better. Yeah, that was good. You kind of cracked at the end and gave me a forward 4 1+2. But if you don't give me that forward 4 1+2, now you're +9 with elbows and knees, so the parry isn't too scary. So yeah, keep chilling. You don't have to finish me, just like you don't have to find damage.
Got it.
Right? It'll show up.
Yeah.
It's just like the low parry from like 4 games ago or something. Like at the end, like you have a huge lead and then you kind of die.
The hunt is on. Round 1. Fight. KO. Round 2. Fight.
shit. Nice backdash. I was like, oh, maybe it'll whiff.
Round 3.
Yeah, nope.
Fight.
Gosh dang.
Oh! Nice.
Round 4. Fight. KO. Final round. Fight.
Oh, I hop kicked. That's good. That's another good example of kind of like trusting you don't have to kill me right away. You just put out the mid, and like if I decide that I'm gonna lose, then I lose. If I don't decide that, then like it's fine. The game goes on. But if you do the low, that's like kind of like if you do the low out of like I need to kill him, that gives me the comeback opportunity if I sense that like you're trying to just get out of the round and move on. You know?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Those spears were forward, 1+2, right?
Yeah. But that's not what you should think about it as. You should think about it as that spear is a nice jet upper for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it 17 or 18?
Spear's like -20, but it's I-16.
Okay.
Round 1. Fight.
Why did I duck?
Duck should be fine, but if you get a sidestep, you'll die.
Fight.
Oh my! What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Oh no! Ow! I mashed. Ow! Fuck!
KO. Round 3. Fight.
What the fuck? An ass.
KO. Round 4.
What?
What the f? All right, well, GG's. Yeah, so along the same lines as being willing to do nothing and take and accept damage, sometimes if somebody is psychotically mashing, you have to surrender advantage. Like you have like plus whatever. Sometimes you just surrender that advantage and choose not to play, and they'll kill themselves. So you can either play frame trap, like coverage, like either homing frame trap, or just do nothing and see what they do. Sometimes you play the advantage with like a backdash or movement, and they will like hang themselves. So you don't have to play into that every time. That's usually the answer. That includes if they decide to do something silly, like you're +5 and then they do like a wave dash mix up. All that takes is a frame trap, one frame trap to call it out, and it's like, you know, you're fine. So that's good. So yes, top 3 things I would say is sharpen your punishment and find your whiff punishes. That will automatically kind of reduce the load that's happening in your brain, right? Like where you like, that's like the source of like some distraction or like losing focus. That's the first thing, is like if you sharpen your mechanics and your those things, it becomes less of an issue. The second thing is when you're actually in game, like your instincts are the king, and your conscious mind only exists to like cultivate those instincts. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Writing these down in the DM. Cool. Do you have any other questions before we head out?
Not at the moment. If something comes up, I'll message you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're welcome to DM me anytime. So.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, V.
Yeah, cheers, man. Had a good time.
Yep.
I will catch you next time. See you.
See you later.
Whew, good session. Hello, everybody. Sorry I've been ignoring you. That combo went so crazy. Thanks for the resub, Fax Machine. What y'all think about that session? Is that a YouTube session? I like that one. That one was cool. I might experiment with just posting these sessions unedited. This is a lot of work. And I want to put out more. But yeah. I think I'm pretty good now. I'm pretty tired. It's been what? 4 hours? Good stream. Thanks for hanging out. We will send you over to somebody else. Have to start waking up in the morning to catch your streams? Oh, not necessarily. I've just been doing it to get back in the swing of things. I'm not sure what my schedule's going to shake out to be. But yeah, keep waking up early. Good for you. Let's see. K-Wiss. Planted Medusa. Metal Cat. Missed my cue. Misplaced stuff. It's not Tekken, it's Final Fantasy, but Foxhound deserves some love. He's been running a bunch of tournaments and shit. Let's send you over to him. Have a good rest of your day, y'all. I'm gonna go edit these videos somewhat, or like clip them, and then we'll go from there. Peace out.